Good morning and a very warm welcome. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is all set to undergo kidney transplant at Tribhuvan University Teaching Hospital in Maharajganj today. This will be his second kidney transplant. JanataTelevision wishes for his successful operation and speedy recovery. Now the headlines first. PM Oli is set to undergo kidney transplant today. Hospital says all preparations over for surgery. Terms of 18 upper house members expire. Outgoing lawmakers urge government to respect people's aspirations. Government aspots strict measures to prevent spread of coronavirus. Tightens screening at international airport. WHO issues new warning against coronavirus. Says global shortage of medical equipment imminent. And Chelsea knocks Liverpool out of the FA Cup. Liverpool now aim for Premier League title. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli is all set to undergo kidney transplant today. The TU Teaching Hospital has said doctors have started administering doses of medicines ahead of the operation. The hospital said in a statement that health specialists have performed various tests ahead of the major surgery. The hospital added that PM Oli is in good health and the experts are monitoring his health round the clock. Some ministers had reached the hospital yesterday to take a stock of Oli's health condition. Likewise, Indian ambassador to Nepal, Binay Mohan Quatra, also visited the hospital yesterday. Oli's niece is donating a kidney to him. This is the second time Oli is undergoing kidney transplant in 12 years. During the last time, Oli had undergone kidney transplant in India's Apollo Hospital 12 years ago. Meanwhile, President Bidya Devi Bhandari, in a message, wished for the successful kidney transplant of PM Oli. Outgoing members of the National Assembly have urged other upper house members to perform their duties responsibly. The lawmakers made such remarks as the 2-year terms of 18 NA members expired yesterday. Speaking at the upper house meeting yesterday, outgoing NA members urged the government to act responsible and to curb corruption in order to ensure rule of law and order. They also requested the government to listen to the people's voice. The National Assembly members said they got an opportunity to learn lots of things during their 2 years term. Likewise, the outgoing members also asked the government to work as per the aspirations of the people. The terms of 8 upper house members from the NCP, 6 from Nepali Congress, 2 from RJPN, 1 from Samajwadi Party and 1 appointed by the President expired yesterday. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Yubaraj Khatiwada, who was appointed by the President, has resigned from his ministerial post as well. The upper house members whose terms expired yesterday include Hari Charan Sivakoti, Balaram Baskota, Meena Buda, Yutol Tamang, Rajkumar Kumar, Kamala Kumari Oli, Kali Bahadur Malla and Khem Raj Nepali from the NCP. Likewise, Surendra Raj Pandey, Sarita Prasai, Binda Devi Oli, Badri Pandey, Mukta Kumari Yadav and Dhan Kumari Khatiwada of Nepali Congress also attended their last meeting of the National Assembly as upper house members yesterday. Another NC lawmaker, Durga Prasad Upadhyay, who was also appointed NA member for a 2-year term, has already passed away. Police have arrested an Indian national from Makwanpur in possession with more than 6 kilograms of gold. According to police, the arrested has been identified as 42-year-old Abdul Majid of India's Karnataka state. Majid was arrested from Ratamate of Hetauda during a regular checking while he was on his way to Birganj from Kathmandu with the gold. Police informed that Majid had concealed the gold with iron metal. The confiscated gold is worth Rs 42.7 million. Majid has been handed over to Bara's Patlaya-based Revenue Office for further investigation. This is Janata Bulletin. We'll be right back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. We continue with other national news. The Health Ministry has informed that the screenings at the international airport have been tightened to prevent the spread of coronavirus in the country. The screenings were performed only for China and other neighboring countries, but now all arriving passengers will be checked for any symptoms of the deadly disease.
देशभित्र आउन नदिने रोकथाम गर्ने नै प्रमुख लक्ष्य हो। दोस्रो भनेको आइहाल्यो भने के गर्ने भने हामीले आफ्नो प्लान अनुसार आफ्ना अस्पतालहरूलाई तम तयार गरेर राख्ने दोस्रो प्लान हो। यो दुईटा प्लानमा यो दुईटा फोकस एरियामा स्वास्थ्य तथा जनसङ्ख्या मन्त्रालयले अहिले काम गरिरहेको छ।
Communicable disease expert and spokesperson for the Sukararaj Tropical and Infectious Disease Hospital, Dr. Anup Bastola, informed that 7 South Korean returnees have showed mild symptoms of the disease. Of the 7, 2 have been diagnosed as negative, with the 5 others awaiting their results.
प्रकोपग्रस्त क्षेत्र जहाँ चाहिँ कम्युनिटीमा अनगोइङ ट्रान्समिसन भइरहेको छ भने त्यो समुदायमा एक व्यक्तिबाट अर्को व्यक्तिमा सरेको देखिएका देशबाट आउने व्यक्तिहरूलाई पनि आइसोलेसन गर्न सुरु गरेका छन्। पछिल्ला दिनहरूमा साउथ कोरियाबाट फर्किने नेपाली नागरिकहरू दाजुभाइ दिदीबहिनीहरूलाई रुगाखोकी ज्वरो 14 दिनभित्र देखिएपछि हामीले आजको मितिसम्म 6-7 जना त्यस्ता व्यक्तिहरूलाई आइसोलेसन गरेर हेरिसकेका छौँ।
Senior medical practitioner Sundar Mani Dixit said the people from China, Japan and other neighboring countries are currently freely moving within Nepal. He further added that the spread of infection in a densely populated area like Kathmandu Valley can have dire consequences.
नेपालमा अहिले के छ चाइनिज जति पनि आएका छन् अहिले पनि आइरहेका छन् कोरियन जति पनि आएका छन् अहिले पनि आइरहेका छन् त्यसपछि नेपाली कोरियाबाट भनौं थाइल्यान्डबाट कोरियाबाट जहाँ जहाँ नेपालीहरु छन् संक्रमण जापानबाट आइरहेका छन् नेपाल आउन पाउने भइहाले अब यति आउँदाखेरि के भाइरस छैन आएको छ विचार गर्नु अब काठमाडौँ भित्र
The potential spread of the common cold is more common at this time of year. Therefore, medical experts have urged everyone to be extra careful if symptoms are observed in elderly, children and in chronic patients. The Education Ministry has directed all educational institutes to be extra careful in preventing the potential spread of coronavirus. The ministry has asked everyone to avoid any sort of mass gatherings. Secretary of the ministry, Mahesh Prasad Dahal, had directed PAPSON and other concerned stakeholders to take extra caution on the issues of coronavirus. The Secondary Education Examination, SEE, is set to begin from 18th March. The central government takes control of the SEE examination. However, local government-controlled district-level examinations for grade 5 and 8 have been scheduled to take place in the respective schools rather than in different exam centers as per the direction of the Education Ministry. And now the news from the economic front. The share market index NIPSE finally saw some growth on Tuesday after 2 consecutive days of large drops. There was a growth of 14.37 points on the NIPSE index as it reached the mark of 1509.67. The sensitive index also increased by 2.61 points. The only drops seen on Tuesday were for industries, small businesses and other similar enterprises. All other indices showed healthy increase. There was a total transaction of 8.2 million shares for 181 companies. Business on the share market was opened for an extended 55 minutes after 3 p.m. as a problem at the share market data center stopped transactions in the afternoon. Time for a short break here at Janata Bulletin. Stay tuned for international news. Welcome back, and now the international news. The World Health Organization yesterday warned of a global shortage of protective equipment to fight the fast-spreading coronavirus and asked companies and governments to increase production by 40% as the death toll from the respiratory illness mounted. Meanwhile, Reuters reported that the U.S. Federal Reserve cut interest rates on Tuesday in an emergency move to try to prevent a global recession. According to the news agency, the World Bank has announced $12 billion to help countries fight the coronavirus, which has taken a heavy toll on air travel, tourism, and other industries, threatening global economic growth prospects. The virus continued to spread in South Korea, Japan, Europe, Iran and the United States. And several other countries reported their first confirmed cases, taking the total to some 80 nations hit with the flu-like illness that can lead to pneumonia. About 3.4% of the confirmed cases of coronavirus have died, far above seasonal flu's fatality rate of under 1%. But the novel coronavirus can be contained, the WHO said. But the world's supplies of protective gear, masks, gloves and goggles need to be increased by an estimated 40%, WHO chief said. India, the world's main supplier of generic drugs, has restricted the export of 26 pharmaceutical ingredients and the medicines, including paracetamol, a common pain reliever, as the coronavirus outbreak plays havoc with supply chains. The Indian government urged calm and said there were enough stocks to manufacture formulations for 2 to 3 months, Reuters reported. The government's list of 26 active pharmaceutical ingredients and medicines accounts for 10% of all Indian pharmaceutical exports and include several antibiotics, such as tinidazole and erythromycin, the hormone progesterone and vitamin B12. It was unclear how the restriction would impact the availability of these medicines in the countries that import from India and also depend on China. In the United States, for instance, Indian imports accounted for 24% of medicines and 31% of medicine ingredients in 2018, according to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. You are watching Janata Bulletin, and now the latest from the world of sports. Chelsea have knocked Liverpool out of the FA Cup as they progress to the quarter-final stage of the tournament. Chelsea's Brazilian midfielder Willian opened the scoring for Chelsea in the 13th minute in the first half. The game, played at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea's home ground, saw Liverpool make 7 changes from the side that got beaten at Watford 3-0. Liverpool had their chances in the first half, only to see them saved by Chelsea's recalled keeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. The game was then effectively settled after 64 minutes when Liverpool-born former Evertonian Ross Barkley scored in the 64th minute. Chelsea boss Frank Lampard will now have Wembley in his sights, while Liverpool counterpart Jurgen Klopp returns to the task of wrapping up the Premier League title and overcoming a 1-0 deficit from the Champions League last 16 first leg against Atletico Madrid. Football authorities have held talks with the UK government and public health experts over contingency plans to play matches behind closed doors if the coronavirus outbreak escalates. One senior football source said such a measure was a possibility, but weeks rather than days away, and added, "For now it is business as usual," BBC reported. UEFA President Alexander Ceferin has said there is no need to panic. "Let's try to be optimistic. Let's not think about dark scenarios," BBC reported, Ceferin as saying. The FA and the English Football League and Premier League held talks with the staffs from country's chief medical officer on Monday. The coronavirus, which originated in China, has spread to more than 60 countries and claimed more than 3,000 lives. There have been 39 cases in the UK so far. We are at the end of Janata Bulletin, and the headlines once again. PM Oli to undergo kidney transplant today. Hospital says all preparations over for surgery. Terms of 18 upper house members expire. Outgoing lawmakers urge government to respect people's aspirations. Government expects strict measures to prevent spread of coronavirus, tightens screening at international airport. WHO issues new warning against coronavirus, says global shortage of medical equipment imminent. And Chelsea knocks Liverpool out of the FA Cup. Liverpool now aim for the Premier League title. And that's all from the English News Desk for today. You can follow Janata Television and our programs on various social media platforms, including on our website janatasamachar.com. Keep watching Janata Television. Namaste.